Welcome, everyone, to Robbinsville High School. It's the first round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's playoffs, and we got a 2-for-1 deal for you tonight for all of you great fans that have tuned in, whether you're a Lady Ram, whether you're a Raptor, and hey, especially if you're a Black Knight, welcome to GramStarSports.com. We stream 5 varsity sports for Robbinsville all year long. Up first tonight on the 2-game tilt will be the Lady Knights and the Starmount Lady Rams. We'll talk more about both programs in just a few minutes. We're about 8.5 minutes away from tip-off. Kevin Hensley and Montana Buchanan with you for tonight's telecast, and we'll be back in just a moment. Good evening, fans, and welcome to Robbinsville High School for tonight's first-round playoff matchups. First up, the Lady Knights and the visiting Starmount Lady Rams. At this time, please stand. Kindly remove all headwear as we honor America with playing our national anthem. Introducing the starting lineups. First, the visitors from Starmount, the Lady Rams, coached by Nicole Pardue. Senior number 1, Lakin Mathis. Another senior number 3, Amelia Van Hoy. Freshman number 21, Molly Swain. Number 22, a junior, Morgan Penix. And number 14, a senior, Emma Smith. And now for your home-standing Robbinsville Lady Knights. A senior from East Buffalo, number 4, Desta Travel. A freshman from Swain County, number 11, Surrey Whitey. A sophomore from Carpenter Hollow, number 23, Liz Carpenter. A senior from the lower end of High Splendor, number 24, Kinsley Phillips. And a junior from Old St. Titla, number 44, Aubrey Wachacha. Officials from tonight's game are Carly Johnson, Tim Lebedeck, and Dusty Snyder. Well, somehow the music got lost on shuffle, but we'll roll on, fans. Welcome back to Robbinsville High School for the first round of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's 1A playoffs. First 2 on tap for you tonight, and it's Robbinsville and Starmount kicking it off here on GramStarSports.com. Opening tip goes to our visiting friends from Starmount, the Lady Rams. Lady Rams are 14-12 this season, and they finished 8-4 in their conference. Drive in will go nowhere. Aubrey Wachacha will snag the rebound, and that's how we'll begin things tonight here in Graham County. Good to have you with us, folks, wherever you may be tuned in. As we mentioned, whether you're a Robbinsvillian, a Starmountian, or a Mountain Island Charterian, is that how you would say that? We welcome you to GramStarSports.com. We're here all night, fans. 2 games on tap, and you've got it for the value of just $5.99. We appreciate your business. And remember, folks, a portion of the proceeds from every sale goes back to the sport you're watching. So in this case, we'll see a big chunk of this go back to our friends here with the basketball program at Robbinsville High School. Shot by Surrey Waddy from the outside, went nowhere, and it's reeled back in by Starmount. And a foul called as Morgan Penix Jr. for the Lady Rams draws the first foul of the game at 6:48 off Aubrey Wachacha. And Penix will sink her first. That'll make it 1-0. She'll go 2 for 2. 2 zilch here in the first. Good to have you with us, fans, again, wherever you may be watching us on the Gramstar Sports Network. Kinsley Phillips handles the ball. It's plucked away, though, by Lakin Mathis, senior Lady Ram. Phillips falls right to the floor, but it's no good. 4-0 Starmount here in the first. And the Lady Knights are going to have to bear down here quickly in the first quarter. Here's Trammell driving up the lane, and she'll dump it off. Easy peasy lemon squeezy for 2. That gets Robbinsville on the board. 4-2 here in the first quarter. Foul called. And I believe they're going to ring up number 21. That is a freshman, Molly Swam. I stand corrected. I'm sorry. It's number 24, Kinsley Phillips, got rung up on the infraction. So it'll be Starmount inbound. Up the floor. Low pass. Big smack by Carpenter. Looked like a clean block from our vantage point, but hey, our vantage point doesn't matter. Foul called. Foul's on Liz Carpenter. Robbinsville with 3 already here in the first quarter. Starmount with none. And 0 for 2 at the line. Wachacha battles for the rebound and gets it. I'll give Starmount credit. They've come out guns a-blazing here in the first. Robbinsville playing catch-up. Glad to be back on the air with you, fans. We haven't been able to telecast since week before last, as a matter of fact. Conference tournament was at Andrews this year, and we did not have broadcasting rights, try as we may, to go live at Andrews High School. Pass goes inside, plucked off by Amelia Van Hoy. Dump off by Lakin Mathis, who's having a great first quarter. 6-2 Starmount. Robbinsville and Mountain Island Charter will be your nightcap this evening here in Graham County. Boys match up. The Robbinsville Black Knights, your conference champions, conference tournament champions, as a matter of fact. Trammell is just going to air out a 3. Hey, trying to get anything to stick at the wall right now. 5:14 to go in the first quarter. Kinsley Phillips, senior guard for Robbinsville, is going to inbound the ball. And hands it right off to Waddy at the top. Nothing there. And Mathis and Phillips get all entangled on a jump ball. Possession stays with Robbinsville, excuse me. 5:09 to go. Dump inside to Liz Carpenter. Back out to Wachacha. Nobody was stopping her. And she makes her pay. 6-4 here in the first. Mathis breaks up the floor on a fast break. Pass inside. And the ball coughed up loose. Morgan Penix on the carry. Lakin Mathis. Inside off of Wachacha's leg, and that almost went out. Nothing doing. Van Hoy, quick feed in to Morgan Penix. Drive in. How about another bucket inside now from Emma Smith? 8-4 Lady Rams. Trammell pokes into the paint and gets one to trickle through the net. Trammell now with 4 points tonight. Wachacha's got 2. And it's 8-6 here in this fast-paced first quarter. Wachacha with her 3rd rebound. Feed down the floor. A quick one, I might add. And a foul will be called as Kinsley Phillips tries to air it up and gets snagged instead. That'll be the first foul of the game on the Lady Rams. And it goes on Molly Schwam. Kinsley Phillips to the line. And her first one will be off. Liz Carpenter out. Abby Ware in as Wachacha and Ware will now switch sides. Oh for 2 at the line. Robbinsville looking a little lethargic here in the first quarter, honestly. Fast-paced game, but they're not looking cohesive. Good screen set. Nothing doing, though. Trammell will pick it off. Flies up the court. Last second pass. Smacked away by Van Hoy, and here come the Rams. 3:47 to go. Starmount's doing everything right now. Robbinsville is struggling to keep pace. Good fundamental basketball. Mathis over inside pass to Penix. And they'll call a jump ball. Possession stays with Starmount. 3:31 to go in the opening quarter. As we're with the Robbinsville Knights for the duration of the playoffs, as Penix dumps 2 more off and makes it 10-6. Lady Rams. Destiny Shea will kick it into freshman Suri Wadi. Phillips for 3. And it's going to be off. Abby Ware tries to save it and sort of does so. But Mathis will pluck it away. Here come the Rams. Number 21, Molly Schwam tries to get it in. Snags her own rebound. And back up to the top to Amelia Van Hoy, senior for Starmount. Also decked out in those sweet, sweet gray uniforms tonight. Van Hoy to Mathis. Trying to find an opening inside, and boy, she found it. Morgan Penix is just pounding Robbinsville inside. Here in the first, it's 12-6. Lady Rams, first round of the state playoffs, coming to you live from Robbinsville High School. Abby Ware for 2. Can't get it done. Mathis rebound. One thing about it, Robbinsville's not getting a lot of second chances here. And they're going to have to use the ones they're getting. As Wachacha grabs rebound number 4 here in the first quarter. 1:40 to go. Robbinsville down by 6. Here comes Desta Trammell. Foul called outside. Desta Snyder will ring up number 21, Molly Schwam. Schwame, I should say. Phillips trying to find someone. She finds Waddy up top. Kick inside to Liz Carpenter. And Carpenter lost it. Travel called. And with 1:31 to go, it is Starmount basketball once again. Starmount came to play, folks. Talking about from the sprawling suburb of Booneville, North Carolina. If you want to look that up on a map. Low pass, rolled right off Trammell's shoulders. Mathis drives around, can't get it in. Abigail Ware will get the rebound. And here come the Lady Knights in transition. Trammell in. And her Euro step will not pay off, but it will draw a foul. So half the need is done. 58 seconds to play. Trammell goes to the line for the first time tonight. Foul was on Amelia Van Hoy. That is her first. 3 fouls each. And Trammell will connect on her first. Makes it 12-7. And 2 for 2 goes the senior, making it 12-8. Jump ball will be fought for on the floor. Good work by Swain and Abby Ware. Phillips to Trammell. Back across to Waddy. 37 seconds to play. And off the tip, they're not going to call a backcourt violation. Trammell will try again. Swain backs up into the paint. Carpenter there to screener. Nice job, Abby Ware to Phillips on the outside. She'll drive in. 20 seconds. Floater put up by Trammell for 2. Trammell with 8 points here in the first quarter, and it's now a 2-point deficit. 9 seconds to play in the first. All the way across. Swain drives off. Bells over Carpenter. And a nice charge call there. Thank you very much. 3.9 to go. Flames rung up for foul number 2, I believe it is. They've got 3 on the scoreboard. I don't think that's right. Really shows they have 3 fouls in the first quarter, but I guess anything's possible. Maybe 3. Short time, they're going to roll it in bowling style. Trammell drive, floater, put up at the buzzer. It's going to hit the net, but it's going to hit the outside of it. 12-10 here in the first in favor of the visitors from Starmount. Stay with us, fans, here on the Graham Star Sports Network. And welcome back to Robbinsville High School. It's 12-10 Starmount here in the first half of this first round playoff game here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Quick drive in by Morgan Penix. We'll get 2 more on the board for Starmount, who has done pretty much whatever it wanted thus far here in this ball game. Destiny Shea will poke around the perimeter, tries to find an entry, can't do it. Just going to feed it into Abby Ware for 2. How about that? And a drive in for the Lady Rams. Mathis now makes it 16-12. 3 for Kinsley Phillips will be off. And it's rebounded. How about a 3 from Mathis? That'll make up for that not travel. Timeout called by Lucas Ford. He's going to take a full 60-second pause to find out what's going on with his Lady Knights. And welcome back, fans, to Robbinsville High School, 19-12 with 6:42 to play in the first half. And the Lady Rams have come in and, well, admittedly, folks, just smacked Robbinsville right square in the mouth. Let's see what they can do to respond before we go into the locker room. Robbinsville and Mountain Island Charter will be up next, and we're not going to stop the stream. We'll just step aside in between games. So if you're here, you're going to get both. 2 for the price of 1. Pair of steals back to Robbinsville. Desta Trammell inside in transition for 2. Just so 10 on the night. And it makes it 19-14. Mathis into Penix. Trapped. Triple team. But that leaves the dangerous outside shooter, Lakin Mathis, open. Penix finds the backboard and dumps it off. 21-14. Trammell again. Gets 2 more. Trammell has accounted for 12 of Robbinsville's 16 points here in the ballgame. Ball stolen away again. Now this time she'll get an assist as she hands it off to Kinsley Grace. It's a 3-point ball game. Kinsley Phillips in the scorebook now. Number 5, that's Ashlyn Abbott with the ball. Pigs it inside to Penix. And rebounded by Abby Ware. Oh, there's a fast pace breaking out here on the floor. Trammell goes again for 2. 1-point ball game. That's how you chop it down here in the second quarter. Matheson spins out. Penix on the putback. Can't get the job done. Rebounded. And smacked by, I believe that was Miss Wachacha. It's going to get rung up on the foul. That should be her second. Sorry, Waddy will check in. No, I stand corrected. That was Liz Carpenter. Second time she's been charged tonight. And on the bonus, nothing doing. Wachacha will get rebound number 5. 4:57 to play here in the first half. Waddy across the horn to Trammell. Drives it in. Gets the foul, and we're almost going to be tied now. Whatever Trammell can do here will help tremendously. Foul, by the way, was on Morgan Penix. That is her first. And it's a 3-point play for Destiny Shea. We're tied up 23-all here on GrahamStarSports.com. Make sure you check out our core product. That is the Graham Star. That is Graham County's hometown newspaper since 1955. Ball stolen away by Waddy. Ware to Trammell. And that could have been the lead, but instead Penix drove in and got the rebound. Well, intensity picking up here in the second quarter. A lot at stake here, too. Good basketball teams duking it out here in the first round of the state playoffs. Second round, in case you're wondering, will be on Thursday. And it'll follow a Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday schedule to the state championship from there. Trammell's third steal will end up giving inside to Aubrey Wachacha, who gets the rebound off her own missed shot. Good passes all the way around. Trammell to Wachacha. Good look. And that's 2. Robbinsville has the lead for the first time tonight. It's 25-23. And in response, Ashlyn Abbott hits one. That'll tie it right back up 25-25. Trammell for 2. Can't get it. Lake and Mathis will get the rebound. And Hoy to the outside. Shot is blocked by Ware. Stolen by Wachacha. Good work. Shot attempt by Maggie Ray there did not turn out the way they wanted to. Penix absolutely denies Trammell at the basket. And no foul called. Substitutions coming. It'll be Bella Stewart in the game for Maggie Ray. 3:10 to go in the half. 3 for Trammell. Indeed. 28-25. Trammell at 1,802 career points coming into tonight's game. She'll need a lot of hope and prayer in the playoffs to surpass the all-time leader for Robbinsville. That is April Holder, who finished her career with 2,005 career points. Chacha rebound. Dumps it off to Ware. Didn't like her look. Drove in and I believe might have been a lane violation there. Wachacha with 7 rebounds, 4 points, and a steal to her credit tonight. 2:38 to play. Pass in to Mackenzie Cox. She's trapped. Gets it out. Nice work. Van Hoy at the top. And get the job done. Boy, Penix almost stumbled to the ground there. That would have been a travel. But instead, it is a foul called on Abby Ware, her first of the evening. Foul count at 5-5 on either side of the scoreboard. Penix will make the first. Starmount still down by 2 at the moment. Trammell has come to life here in the second. Doing Destin Trammell things. That one's going to roll around the world and finally drop in. 28-27. Here's Trammell. 2:13 to play in the half. Kinsley Phillips will try for it. Can't get it. And rebound will go nowhere. Last touched by Aubrey Wachacha. 2 minutes to play. Van Hoy inside to Penix. Boy, she's a good matchup for Wachacha. Phillips tried to block it. Did so. Wachacha gets the rebound. And a fade down the floor. A little too hot for freshman Abby Ware to handle. And it is Starmount basketball. Trap. And she gets out of it. Lake and Mathis backs in and out. Low dump. Tries to go inside to Cox. Can't get the job done. Mathis will clean it back up. Penix to Van Hoy. For 2 more, and that'll push Starmount back ahead. 29-28 with 1:11 to go. Head coach Nicole Pardue trying to keep things in order. Jump ball called, and we'll keep it with Robbinsville. Kinsley Phillips will trickle to the baseline. 58 seconds to play. Wachacha drives in and gets 2 more. 30-29 as the seesaw battle continues before the break. We'll crunch numbers at halftime as well. I'm sure our boys basketball team will be on the floor warming up for their game, as will the Mountain Island Charter Raptors, who I don't actually know are here yet. I haven't seen them. I'm sure they're here somewhere. But if they're not, they got a half to show up. Foul called on the rebound. And I believe that's going to go against Starmount. It is. That's on Penix, her second of the ball game. 35 seconds to play. Starmount looking sharp here in the first half. Robbinsville finally getting it clicking here just before the break. 20-point second quarter. The Starmount's 17, I beg your pardon. How about a 3 from Waddy? That'll find the inside of the net. And Ware with the assist. 14 seconds. 4-point lead for Robbinsville. Bad pass. Ashlyn Abbott couldn't get it to Mackenzie Cox. Turns it over to the Lady Knights. Robbinsville's going to have to readjust their game plan during the break. Trammell inside. Feed to Ware is going to be off of Ware's hands. Ware not really moving for those passes, just kind of standing there hoping they'll fall in her hand, and you can't do that. Here's Mathis. 1 second at the buzzer to Van Hoy. She almost gets it, but it hits the back of the rim. We'll go to the break, fans. 33-29, Robbinsville. Stay with us on the Graham Star Sports Network. Welcome back, fans. We're about 5.5 minutes away from the second half of action beginning tonight here in Graham County, North Carolina. Robbinsville, first of two in the first round of the state playoffs. The Lady Knights lead Starmount 33-29 at the pause. Desta Trammell is responsible for 22 of Robbinsville's 33 points. She also has 3 assists and 3 steals. Aubrey Wachacha, 6 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 steal. And Surrey Waddy with 3 points and a steal. Those are your top 3 stat leaders. You see on the floor right now the Robbinsville Black Knights. They'll be up next. They'll be tackling with the Mountain Island Charter Raptors in the first round. That'll be right after the girls' game ends. Stay with us. We're not going anywhere. Appreciate you tuning in here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Well, of course, when we go to start our stream back, fans, it drops for about 10 seconds, and we have to rejigger the whole thing. Sorry about that. Just missed Desta Trammell on a rebound and a lengthy time it took to get a putback, but she got it nonetheless. It's 35-29 here in the third quarter. Welcome back to Robbinsville. How about a steal for Trammell? Waddy had the first steal. Phillips just got 2 off of that steal. Or excuse me, Kinsley Phillips had the first one, I beg your pardon. 37-29 here in the third quarter. Rebound for the Rams and a foul called. Katja had her hands pointed to the sky, and you see the end result. 37-29 is going to be your split at the moment. Foul was on Surrey Waddy. That is her first of the ball game. 6:31 to play in the third quarter. Welcome back, fans, to Robbinsville High School here tonight in Graham County. Kevin Hensley and Montana Buchanan with you for tonight's telecast of Lady Rams and, hey, Lady Knights playoff basketball. 2 for 2 at the stripe. And that's a 6-point deficit now for the Lady Rams. Roswell coming out hot with back-to-back transition baskets to begin the second half. Here's Wachacha for 2. Nobody there to stop her. Why not give the assist to Kinsley Phillips? And that's 2 more for the big junior center for Robbinsville. Emma Smith will dump it off to Molly Swain. Kick inside to Van Hoy. Penix across the horn to Mathis for 3. He's going to be way off. And Kinsley Phillips will get the rebound. Carpenter for 2. Good work. The assist to Wachacha. 41-31 here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Wachacha and Carpenter couldn't stop Emma Smith. 2 more. 41-33. And there's 2 more. This time from Carpenter. It's a 10-point ball game. 43-33 here in the third quarter. Mathis blocks, almost blocked away by Trammell. Starmount saves it. And how about that interruption by Wachacha to trickle it out of bounds? First block of the game. 3 blocks tonight for Robbinsville. Carpenter, Phillips, and Wachacha credited with 1 each. Penix for 2. She'll dump it off. Nice work. And back to an 8-point lead. Two for Wachacha. 45-35. Mathis being cautious. He's got a point guard matchup here. Penix mows over Trammell. Charge called. Turns back over to Robbinsville with 4:05 to play. Trammell gets her orders from head coach Lucas Ford. Chacha in. Foul call. She got the bucket. Thank you very much. Good work. Trammell got another assist. And Wachacha's got a chance at a three-point play here. Fourth foul of the game on Penix, so she'll have to be ultra careful. They're going to lose one of their dominant forces inside. Three-point play for Aubrey Wachacha makes it 48-35. And this, fans, is the Lady Knights that we've come to know and love this year. Took a while for them to get going in this one. Ball swatted down by Kinsley Phillips. And a good floater inside by Swaim. Foul called on Aubrey Wachacha. 3:33 to play in the third quarter. It's a sad reality, fans, but this could be the final home game for our three seniors for the Lady Knights. Desta Trammell, Kinsley Phillips, and Fayla Welch. Wachacha's second foul, in case you're keeping track at home. Swaim misses her first. Robbinsville has the 13th seed in the 1A West bracket, so if they win here but Albemarle prevails over Mitchell, one of two at the line goes Swain, 48-36. It will be an Albemarle-Robbinsville road game on Thursday. The Black Knights have the 6th seed, so if they win tonight, they're going to be back here. Don't you worry. Not going anywhere just yet. Talk more about that when we get into the boys' matchup. Wachacha spins, turns, fires, can't get the job done. Rebounded by Starmount, and a jump ball called. Good work by Robbinsville. Gives it back to the Lady Knights. That is Carly Money on the jump ball tie-up with Liz Carpenter. 3:06, 3:05 to play. Foul called. And I believe that one's going to be on Emma Smith. Stand corrected. It is on Miss Money. Our first of the night. Kinsley Phillips methodically approaches the baseline. Finally gets there. Will inbound it. Carpenter off the inbound for two. Good shot by the sophomore small forward, Liz Carpenter. Folks, Robbinsville's opened up a 14-point lead. Money can't get it in. Wachacha gets the rebound. Kicks it in. Kinsley Phillips draws the foul. Money with her second. 2:44 to play. And for just the second time tonight, Kinsley Phillips will go to the foul line. Hey, if Mitchell prevails, we could have another doubleheader here Thursday. Maybe they'll both go to overtime. Montana does not care for that prediction. Montana is not doing well, but she's with us tonight being a trooper. We appreciate her joining us as she always does. Health issues aside. Fayla Welch is in the game, by the way, speaking of the senior. Good to see her in the paint. Phillips off the rebound, can't get it done, and a multi-car pileup will end the run. Van Hoy will inbound it to Mathis. Liz Carpenter had the rebound, their second one of the ball game. 51-36. Foul called. And Carly Johnson brings up Fayla Welch right off the bench. First one of the night. 2:24 to play. And Molly Swain makes her first, but it's still a 14-point Robbinsville lead here on the Grand Star Sports Network. Getting geared up for baseball and softball action. It's just around the corner, as a matter of fact. Season openers are Tuesday, as in next Tuesday. Don't know how we're going to do 3 sports at once, but we'll figure it out. Spoiler alert, we probably won't be able to do everything. Ball stolen away by the Lady Rams. Van Hoy dumps it to Molly Swain, and it trickles out. Last bumped by Abby Ware. If you're wondering, Penix is the leading scorer for Starmount this season. 332 to her credit. And Welch, in utter disdain, gets called for foul number dose. 1:59 to play. And the first one trickles through the net for Carly Money. One and two. Carpenter pulls it down. Minute 56 to play. Good crowd on hand for Tuesday night basketball playoff action. And I'm sure this crowd will be rocking here in just a little while when the boys team takes the floor. Another foul called. I believe that one's going to be on Emma Smith, and it is. That is Smith's second of the ball game. Minute 38 to play here in the third. Robbinsville has pulled away from a 4-point lead at the break to a 13-point lead at this time. Inbound to Kinsley Phillips. She's fouled by Carly Money, who is not paying dividends for Starmount in relief. That's why you pay the big bucks to watch these telecasts right here, folks. Three fouls on Miss Money for checking into the game. Kinsley Phillips makes her first, and that makes it a 14-point ball game. And she goes 2 for 2. Got one more chance at it now after the 3-point foul. And she goes 2 for 3. Money comes in to reel it in, but it's a 15-point Robbinsville lead. $1:30 to go in the third. Money with an aggressive rebound. Good to see that. Here's Tremmel, though, trying to scooch out of trouble. And she does. She gets the steal. That is steal number 5. And I believe we got a bench warning has been issued to Starmount by Tim Lomanak. Frankly, not sure what was said, but it was said by head coach Nicole Pardue because she has planted herself on the bench. And she can't get up or she'll be ejected. In case you're wondering how that works. Minute 17 to play. Dusty Snyder's come over to try and talk over the anger. Pull Miss Pardue down. She's obviously very upset. She was actually squatted down watching the proceedings. That's the Trammell shooting the technicals. And she goes 1 of 2. And it will be a Robbinsville inbound at midcourt. Inslee Phillips sprints over to throw it in with a $1:17 to play. Trammell hit hard. Boy, she was reeled by Van Hoy. Good effort. Good hustle. And the foul's called. Van Hoy stood up to express her displeasure with the proceedings. But it was a dead ball, so she's good to go. Second foul of the game on Van Hoy. And they're in the bonus now. 8 fouls on Starmount here in the third quarter alone. Trammell gets her first. Lady Rams led things 12-10 after the first. 4-0 before Robbinsville got on the board. And I believe Liz Carpenter's going to check in and relieve Wachacha, who looks a bit perplexed about the swap, but jogs back to the bench anyway. Two for two, Desta Trammell. 18-point lead. And somewhere Faith Trammell has breathed a sigh of relief. Ball screams out of bounds. Carly Money can't get the job done. Turns it over to Robbinsville with 1:09 to play in the third. Wachacha back in. Abby Ware out. Waddy will inbound it. A lot of moving parts, if you will. Wachacha spins it out. And that's trouble. Carpenter fell on top of Van Hoy, and she's rung up on the foul. And Carpenter gets a little vocal. Third foul of the game, and it will be Starmount inbound. Molly Swain right by Carpenter, no foul. Carpenter just picks it up. Easy peasy. Travel in. Oh, my word, she almost made that. What else could she do in this game but that? Another foul called. Mathis rung up on her, believe it or not, first of the ball game. Trammell to shoot again. 1-1. Oh, actually, it's a 2-shot foul, my mistake. And she hits her first. If you are keeping track at home, Trammell is 7 of 10 from the charity stripe tonight. Rebounded by Emma Smith. And a quick drive up the floor by Swam gets 2. Foul called that time on Surrey Waddy. That's her second. And the three-point play will chop it to a 16-point lead for the Lady Knights here in the third quarter. All swatted away. Mathis and Van Hoy trying to double-team Trammell. Here's Carpenter. Travel call. Carpenter had about maybe an extra half step in her jog, but called nonetheless. Lucas Ford and Dusty Snyder sharing a nice little laugh over that. Feed across. Swain for 3. Won't get it. Van Hoy, put back. And she'll drop it in. 13 seconds, and the longest third quarter in North Carolina playoff history is about to come to an end. Phillips draws the foul. I spoke too soon. 6.4 to play in the third. See who the foul was on. It was on Money. 4 fouls in the third quarter for Carly Money. Phillips makes her first. She's wore out a weave at the foul line tonight, as has Destiny Shea. About to rebuff the floor before we can get the boys' game underway. 2 for 2. (59-43). At the buzzer, Van Hoy puts it up. Can't get it in. And we'll go to the fourth. Robbinsville has pulled away and dictates control at the moment. 59-43 on the Graham Star Sports Network. Fans, if you're keeping up with our thread on Facebook, do me a solid. Do not believe anything you read. If you see anyone trying to promote a link that is not involved the words Graham, Star, or the, I would highly encourage you to not click on that link, not buy that stream. All you're going to see is a black screen and a lot of heartache, sort of like my love life. Fourth quarter underway with 7:56 left to play. Robbinsville up by 16 at the moment here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Kevin Hensley and Montana LeRae with you for tonight's telecast of first round playoff action from Robbinsville. How about Surrey Waddy hitting another one from outside? 62-43. Assist, Desta Trammell. 2 for Lakin Mathis in response. The senior season is quickly coming to a close. Lady Rams. Here's a nice dump from Trammell to Ware. Can't get it. And a little bump action under the net. Pair of threes do it, and Abby Ware's going to get charged with the offensive snafu, if you'll have it. Good to see Randy Moody Jr. up here with us on the top deck. Having a bit of a fit. And that sends them into the bonus. 7:21 to play. 62-45. Wachacha in. Ware out. She's got 3 on her tonight. Van Hoy hits her first. Good work. 62-46. And she goes 2 for 2. 15-point game for the Lady Knights. Well, I've got the right idea. Maggie Ray and Amelia Van Hoy are double-teaming Desta Trammell to death. That time actually pressure to step toenail out of bounds. And it'll give it back to Starmount. Screen by Trammell, but it's going to be for naught. Van Hoy across the dish to Emma Smith. Here's Mathis. She'll drive in and out. Kicks it to Smith, left open. Blocked by Carpenter. Ball stolen by Trammell, and she got a left hook for her troubles. And when I say that, I mean a hook on the arm. Trammell will be more than grateful to walk that one off. And we've got some interesting language being used here below us. I'm not comfortable repeating it. We are a family show after all.
Is that Starmount?
A lot of cheering from the Robbinsville faithful, but a few shriekers from Boonville. Second foul of the game on Mathis. Swain forgot it was double bonus, and she was ready to go. Trammell, 2 of 2, 64-47. So a lot of ball game to be played. 6:54 and counting on GramStarSports.com. Swain, low pass to Van Hoy, back to the top. Bump her way around. Trammell couldn't slow her down. Hensley Phillips will politely take the steal. Her second of the night. And Emma Smith is rung up. It's getting foul crazy here on the Graham Star Sports Network. It was like an episode of Oprah. You get a foul, and you get a foul, and you get a foul. Well, Phyllis first goes awry, but still plenty of time. And she will make her second. How about a 65-47 lead? Robbinsville up by 18 now. That is the highest deficit that Starmount's faced all night. And the ball gets squished. And let's see who's got the athleticism on the floor to get it down. Tim Lomanak's not offering to do it. Woolward will get the ball to referee Carly Johnson. She'll dump it in. And I think Snyder with the assist. And 2 rebounds are no good. Snyder puts it through the net. Thank you very much. Dusty Snyder of Robbinsville alumni. Good to see that. Still got a little step in his giddy up, as we say in the South. 2 for number 22, Morgan Penix. And immediately after the basket, a foul called on Van Hoy, who expresses her displeasure. (65-49). We're trying to keep tabs from around the Smoky Mountain Conference. We can tell you, folks, that the Hayesville Bishop McGinnis girls basketball game has concluded, and it was a lopsided affair. Trammell makes her first. Bishop McGinnis defeating Hayesville 54-15 in the first round of the state playoffs, so the Jackets season comes to an end. 8-16 for the year. Chad McClure's Lady Jackets will try it again next season. Trammell goes 2 for 2, 67-49. Back to the 18-point spread. Carpenter getting aggressive. Stealing the ball away. Waddy hit hard. Goodness gracious. She slid in safe at home and draws the foul. And they may be going for a technical here, or intentional, I should say. It is an intentional. Good call by the officials. Holly Johnson settling to the table. Boy, that was a devastating blow. Waddy admittedly not the biggest player on the floor, but still, when she goes flying like that, it's got to be a pretty hard lick. And she will make her first. And her second. 20-point lead for the Robbinsville Lady Knights. And a timeout call with 6:08 left. We're not going anywhere, folks, here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Robbinsville 69, Starmount 49. Welcome back to the Graham Star Sports Network, your exclusive home for Robbinsville, North Carolina athletics, and we are streaming it all season long and beyond. Looks like the Mountain Island Charter Raptors have joined us here in Graham County, so we'll have the boys game up next, of course. LaChacha for 2, and Robbinsville is just hammering away on Starmount after they dared to open a 12-10 lead at the end of the first quarter. The audacity of the visitors to compete in the playoffs against these Lady Knights. 17-8 this year. Finished second in the Smoky Mountain Conference. The powerhouse of the division this year was Cherokee. They were 22-3 before the playoffs began tonight. Foul was on Kinsley Grace. That's her second. Starmount breaks the 50-point threshold with that foul shot from Molly Swain. 5:54 to play. 1 of 2. Rebound. Put back. Nothing doing. Van Hoy and Wachacha get entangled. Possession, Robbinsville. Rebound was by Maggie Ray for the Lady Rams. Waddy across to Carpenter. That's going to come up a wee bit short. Ray with the rebound. Here comes Mathis. Still a lot of ball game to be played. Carpenter out, Ware in. Oh my, Maggie Ray hit hard. Ball stolen away by Trammell. Waddy and Morgan Penix. That's not a good matchup. Here's Ware, though, on the rebound. And try to bucket, can't get it. 4 rebounds tonight for Abby Ware. And a foul call on the other end on Miss Ware. That's number 4 for the freshman. Van Hoy to line as we're getting foul crazy here on the Graham Star Sports Network. And we still got a boys game to get through. Abby Ware with the rebound. Somebody called the attending physician. Montana may have to go into surgery here in just a moment. That's all we'll say about that. Van Hoy and Wachacha were trying to clear up some confusion there. And Wachacha moved Van Hoy out of the way. I'll just put it that way. And even though Van Hoy was staying on her shoes, foul called on Wachacha. That's her 4th. Double bonus time on both teams. And it will be an inbound for Van Hoy right in front of Tamaya Wachacha. Onward we roll. There's passes all around. Van Hoy tries it, can't get it. Jump ball call. Possession stays with Starmount. And a foul called on the other end. How about that? Offensive foul. Kinsley Phillips will eat the dust, but reap the benefits for Robbinsville with 4:42 left to go. In this first round playoff matchup, it looks like Robbinsville is well on its way to Albemarle and Mitchell's winner. Mitchell, the 29 seed. Boy, that's hard to believe that just a few years ago they were the state champions. And that program's still trying to be revitalized in Spruce Pine. Quick rip by Van Hoy. She's not here to mess around. And that time they're going to call a block on Kinsley Phillips. Almost the exact same play. He couldn't have set a mirror up any more perfectly. 3rd foul on Kinsley Phillips. Van Hoy at the line. And 0 for 2, Van Hoy gets it back. Nothing doing on that one either. Abby Ware last touched it. Starmount inbound. And there's 2 for Starmount, Emma Smith. Makes it 71-52. Got ball called to give it back to Robbinsville. And 2 on the other end for Liz Carpenter. Give Trammell another assist. Ball stolen away by Trammell. 3:49 to play. That was on Maggie Ray. That'll be her second. 73-52. Let's see if we can find an Albemarle Mitchell score right now. Albemarle Bulldogs, the 4 seed. The Mitchell Mountaineers are the 29 seed. Trammell 2 for 2. We do not have an update from Albemarle Mitchell. We'll keep an eye on that one and let you know if we can find one. Like in Mathis will go to the line for fouls on Liz Carpenter here tonight. And she will make her first as Starmount's season begins to wind down. 3:40 to play, a 22-point deficit to overcome. It's not looking good for the visitors, especially when Liz Carpenter can reel in rebound number 5 of the ball game. Kinsley Phillips pushes off the advances of Emma Smith. A little bit of posturing here between Phillips, I beg your pardon, and Bella Stewart. And a foul called. Trammell will go inside to shoot. Trammell had cartoon numbers at the break. We'll add up and see how many she had so far in this one. We go downstairs and confirm it every time we can, however, in our scorebook. So we'll do that in the pause as well. Trammell makes it first. If I'm counting right, she's got 34 tonight, but I'm not going to depend on my math. Every time I think I've got my math right, I get a message that I've missed a stat somewhere. Only wearing about 20 hats up here. That's all right. What you're supposed to do with a newspaper guy, right? 2 for 2, Trammell again. 3:14 to play. Foul called on the other end. If you say Friday, just 3:05 to go. Foul is called on Fayla Welch, her third. And Mathis makes her first. Hope to have our super duper enhanced telecast back up and running by Thursday. We'll have our floor cam running. Liz Carpenter snags the rebound off the 1 and 2. And Trammell and Van Hoy are getting into a wrestling match over here in the corner, and no foul was called. But the ball was smacked out by Mathis. And several of the Robbinsville faithful are expressing their displeasure. Somewhere in the outer reaches of Charlotte, I heard a shriek as well, I'm pretty sure. 2:41. Foul called. And it's on Amelia Van Hoy for tonight for Van Hoy. No one's fouled out yet, but everybody flirting with it at this point. Being told that Miss Penix did foul out. I missed that foul. My apologies. 78-54. Robbinsville putting up some high numbers. This may be their highest scoring home game of the season, as a matter of fact. They've broken 70 several times this year, but it's all been on the road. And they've broken it here at home. I don't know if they've gotten to 80 here in Robbinsville. Ray stolen away, and Kinsley Phillips is getting a little hot under the collar with Maggie Ray. Ray got in some, well, I'll just say unnecessary contact. And that may be another intentional. Starmount's tempers are flaring here in the fourth as the reality is setting in. 25-point deficit with 2:27 to play. Proud of Kinsley Phillips keeping her composure. For some reason I don't think I'd want to actually get on her bad side. But the Baptist in her came out and she calmed down there pretty quick, so that was nice. Trying to get it all sorted out here at the scorer's table. The scorekeeper for Robbinsville is Kylie Schuler, in case you're wondering at home. That is the mother of super athlete created in a lab somewhere, I believe, Zoe Schuler. Now a not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5-time track state champion. And she's got more to go, I'm sure. She's already committed to play softball with the University of Tennessee. And she's only a junior, more damage to be done. So trying to get things explained to Nicole Pardue on the hand fight. I will give Phillips credit. She was just simply trying to play basketball there. It looks like Maggie Ray is out of the game. Kinsley Phillips will get to shoot because it's an intentional. No other choice. And Kinsley Grace has a chance to push this one over the 80-point mark. And she does so. 80-54, Robbinsville. Boy, this was a long way from that 12-10 deficit in the first quarter. Starmount had the lead, believe it or not, at the end of the first. And they are pulling the starters, the seniors. Desta Trammell, Fayla Welch, Kinsley Phillips, as well as Carpenter and Waddy are bidding adieu to this one. We'll get some up-and-comers into the game. Anna Williams will inbound it to Abby Ware. Anna York, Katie Lynn Gross, and Olivia Lewis now making up your 5 for Robbinsville. Majority of those names part of the JV program here at Robbinsville. Picked up 6 wins this season and advanced to the tournament finals last week for the Smoky Mountain Conference. That comes after not winning a JV game for 3 years. Pretty good turnaround. Future gets brighter every day for girls basketball. Basketball really in general here in Graham County. 2 youth programs available. Robbinsville and Snowbird field teams. Get them ready for middle school action. Anna Williams with a steal. Drive up the floor. And that's 2 for Robbinsville. Foul call with 1:43 to play. It's a 29-point game. And I believe that foul is on Anna York. Well, she almost held it to under 30 seconds. I've got a running joke with her. Every time she checks in, she gets a foul within her first 30 seconds. She's gotten about 20 tonight. But, hey, the outcome's pretty well in hand. And Mackenzie Cox goes 0 for 2. 29-point Robbinsville lead. Cox wheeling around the world off the inbound. Katie Lynn Gross politely takes the ball away, but gives it right back up, and a foul called. Olivia Lewis stops the pursuit of Carly Money. In case you want perspective, folks, we've still got a minute 29 to play in the girls' game, and the boys' game was scheduled to tip off right now. So that shows you how far along we are in things. Money hits her first. And her second. But again, the outcome is pretty well wrapped up. Nothing much left to do except run it out here. Abby Ware loses the ball, and a Williams trapped. Kick across, can't get the job done. Ware tried to pluck it away from Ashlyn Abbott and committed, I believe, what is going to be her 5th team foul. She is done for the night. And Malia Cox will rip off her warm-up and jog into the game. Another JV Lady Knight getting to make her varsity debut, as a matter of fact, here in the first round of the playoffs. How about that? Boy, Ware was big off the bench tonight for Robbinsville. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 points, and a block for the freshman. She'll be one to keep your eye on in future campaigns. Abbott hits her first. The boys are clamoring down here by the locker room, waiting the final buzzer. And, of course, that subsequent tunnel. Three-pointer misses. Rebound doesn't get it. Katie Lynn Gross called on the foul. Well, you can't say that the foul count's uneven. I've called every time a fingernail has fell out of place here in this one. That's all right. That means they're calling a fair game. Got a little rough here in the fourth. Had to keep order. After the unpleasantness at Andrews last Friday, you got to be on your tippy toes if you're officials here in Western North Carolina. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, pick up a copy of this week's edition of the Graham Star. It tells you all about it. Ball goes out. Last touched by Robbinsville. Inbound coming. It is inbounded by Abby Moxley. And on the steal, I believe Olivia Lewis stepped out of bounds. Well, folks, we're finally about to get to the end of this one. Boys' game will be in 10 minutes after the final buzzer. Moxley will inbound it with 34 seconds to play. Moxley, another freshman. All's out. Last touch by Robbinsville. Ten seconds to go. Money drives in. And somehow, someway, Anna York managed to get foul number 2. And, well, I'll just say this. Hopefully the last one of the ball game. Been double bonus since the early portion of the fourth quarter. Robbinsville's going to advance to the second round. They'll meet the winner of Albemarle or Mitchell. Bulldogs win will send them to Albemarle. Mitchell win will bring the Mountaineers to Graham County on Thursday. 1 of 2, Anna York with the board. And I believe they're going to call double dribble with 3.1 to play, because we can't prolong the ending much more than we already have. That is your ball game. The Robbinsville Lady Knights have advanced to the second round of the state playoffs. Your final score, 83-60. We'll crunch numbers as we love to do in just a few moments, fans. We'll be back here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Here come your Robbinsville Black Knights for the nightcap against Mountain Island Charter. It's time for our nightcap between the visitors from Mountain Island Charter, the Raptors, and the Robbinsville Black Knights. Introduce the first team starting five from Mountain Island Charter. Number 5, Elijah Harris. Number 14, Jacob Barber. Number 15, Caleb Nesbitt. Number 23, Benjamin Patton. And number 24, Garrett Hall. And now, make some noise for your Smoky Mountain Conference champion, Robbinsville Black Knights. A senior from Etola, number 2, Brock Adams. A junior from Summer, number 3, Xander Wachacha. A senior from Summer, number 4, Bo Rattler. A sophomore from Etola, number 10, Bryce Adams. And a junior from the Honey Boy branch section of Summer, number 11, on the 10 and 12 Raptors and the 21 and 5 Robbinsville Black Knights will duke it out here in just a moment here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Welcome back, fans, to Robbinsville, North Carolina. Kevin Hensley and Montana Buchanan with you for tonight's telecast of Black Knights basketball. You're watching the first round of the state playoffs, and we are privileged to have it right here for you on GrahamStarSports.com. First round underway. Rebound stripped away. Bo Rattler will get the rebound and dump it off to point guard Brock Adams, and we are set to go. Still waiting to get some updates. Looks like the last update we had at halftime, Bessemer City 24, Swain County Lady Devils 18 at the break. Wachacha for 3 will be off the side of the rim, and it is rebounded by Jake Barber, senior forward. Up the floor, Elijah Burris can't get it. Bryce Adams with a rebound, no score here in the first quarter. Appreciate all of you being with us here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Ball stolen away by Barber. Opening tip came at 6:47 p.m. How about a three-pointer by number 23? That is Benjamin Patton. And that makes it 3-0. Good crowd on hand, as we said, here in Robbinsville. Packed house tonight here on this Tuesday from Graham County. Carpenter off the Rattler dish. Can't get it done. Rebound pulled down by the Raptors. Number 15, that's Caleb Nesbitt on the board. Kicks it out. to number 14, Benjamin Patton. And a charge will be called on the Raptors. .6:10 and counting here in the first quarter. As we mentioned, fans, we crunched numbers during the break as well on the Lady Knights playoff victory just a moment ago against Starmount. The Lady Knights picked up an 83-60 victory to advance to the second round of the state playoffs. Desta Trammell with 36 points. She now has 18-38 for her career. As number 14, Jake Barber gets 2 for the Raptors. Well, excuse me, I beg your pardon. That's a bucket for Robbinsville. 3-2 is your score. And hit by Bo Rattler as he shoots is number 23, Benjamin Patton. He'll go to the foul line. And the first one is off. Second one is not. Good work. Makes it 4-2. And a basket on the other end. 2 more. We're tied up at 4 apiece here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Oh, coughed up and loose. Last touched by Garrett Hall and the Mountain Island Charter Raptors. Raptors come into this one with a record of 10-12 this season. They are the number 27 seed in North Carolina 1A West bracket. It's been a long time since Robbinsville has hosted a home playoff game for the boys. And good to see this raucous atmosphere back in here. The Raptors cheerleaders are with us as well tonight. Good to see that. As the ball is fervently rebounded by number 3, that's Jeremiah Avenger. Drive in and a basket for number 14, Jake Barber. 6-4 is your score. Foul called. And that will be on Avenger. 4:36 to play here in the first quarter. Folks, we do apologize. We have a scoreboard. We just have not got it running right now. Some technical difficulties. Get that up and running as soon as we can. How about Adams for 3? Can't hit it. Rebounded by Mountain Island Charter. Raptors have the lead at the moment. 3 from outside for Barber. Paying dividends here in the first quarter. 9-4 Raptors. 4 minutes to play. Ball stolen away by Patton. Good dish to Elijah Burris for 2. 11-4. Raptors are running away here in the first. Robbinsville's got to do something quick. That foul will hit the brake pedal anyway on things. Aubrey Wachacha with 15 points and 9 rebounds in the girls' game. Kinsley Phillips with 12. And that is your top 3 scores for the Robbinsville Lady Knights. We'll find out as soon as we can just who on earth they'll be playing on Thursday. Adams will make his first off the first trip tonight to the line for Robbinsville. It's 11-5 here in the first quarter. And nothing doing. Rebound by Caleb Nesbitt. 1 of 2 go the Black Knights. Don Carpenter reels it in. Rattler passes to the corner with Chacha back inside to Carpenter. Back out to Brock Adams. Carpenter for 2. Can't do it. And on the putback, Bryce Adams draws a foul. And I believe that will be charged to Garrett Hall. No, I stand corrected. It is on Jeremiah Avenger. That's his second. Adams will make his first. (11-6). And he goes 2 for 2. Foul called on Wachacha. Boy, he was hustling for that ball, eating up Kola, Voodoo, and Avenger. And you see the end result, foul on Wachacha. His first, team's second. Patton's pass over to Voodoo. On the right side. Chacha, good defense right up in his face. And Garrett Hall examines his options. Senior for the Raptors. And back to Elijah Burris. And a 30-second pause called by head coach Jonathan Wiley. We'll step aside. 11-7 Mountain Island Charter here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Welcome back to Robbinsville, fans. It's 11-7 with 1:59 to play here in the first quarter, here in the first round of the state playoffs on the Graham Star Sports Network. Rebound for Bryce Adams. That'll be his second board of the evening. Dumps it to Carpenter. Can't get it. Rebound by Voodoo. Knights looking cold here in the early going. "54 seconds. Mount Island Charter methodically pacing his way through this one. Voodoo finally fires one at the 47-second mark, but he quickly snags his own rebound. That was like a foul is called on Mount Island Charter after all that time. The effort is for naught. Foul was on Garrett Hall. That's his first. 34 seconds to play. Knights trail by 4 here in the first quarter. Three from Bo Rattler, won't find the inside of the net. Rebounded. Kicks all around. How about a three? Can't do it. Don Carpenter with the rebound. Robbinsville with 5 rebounds here in the first quarter. Just 7 points to show for it. Wachacha can't find it. Put back by Rattler will clean it up just fine. Good work. 2 assists, 2 rebounds, and now 2 points. Wachacha still at the buzzer. It's going to be off. 11-9 is going to be your score as we head to quarter number 2. Stay with us here on the Graham Star Sports Network. 11-9 in favor of the visitors from Mount Holly, North Carolina, the Mountain Island Charter Raptors. Kevin Hensley and Montana Buchanan with you for tonight's telecast here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Very privileged to be bringing you this double your pleasure, double your fun playoff tilt. Assist given to Bryce Adams, bucket to Don Carpenter. We're all knotted up at 11 apiece here in the second quarter. 7:27 left to play. Good hustle inside by Benjamin Patton for 2. Pulls them back ahead. Travel called on the bucket attempt with 7:09 to go here in the half. Trying to see if we have any more score updates for you. I'm sure we'll find some here in just a moment. Nothing doing. Airmail, Bryce Adams right there to clean it up. Travel again. Well, Robbinsville has traveled on back-to-back offensive possessions. Lady Knights had 3 of their 4 quarters tonight in 20-plus point frames. How about that? As we mentioned, Bishop McGinnis girls defeated Hayesville 54-15. 3-pointer from Garrett Hall extends it to a 16-11 advantage for the Raptors. (45-26) Bessemer City over Swain County. That game is in the fourth quarter. Girls action. And ball's out. Last touch by the Raptors. We do have a reporter from the Cherokee Scout on hand for Murphy's games. So we'll see what we got. Looks like the Murphy girls are leading East Wilkes 24-15 at halftime. And after 1 quarter of play in Murphy, the Bulldogs are leading Winston-Salem Prep 19-13. That's all the updates we have for you at this time. We'll get more as we can. Hoping to get one from Albemarle Mitchell. That's the one we're watching at the moment for the girls' sake. Hard-fought rebound. Abudu will get it. Here comes Hall, blocked and stolen away by Lookout. It's Dane Knott in the game for Robbinsville. Knott in a foot race. Last touched by Mountain Island Charter. (16-11). Nothing doing. Rebound by Caleb Nesbitt. And a foul called. With the fouls on Bryce Adams, that'll be his first of the night. And number 15, Caleb Nesbitt, goes and misses his first shot. (18-11) now the score. .435 to play in the half. Robbinsville being outscored 7-2 in the frame. Timeout call by Jake Beasley with 4:29 to play here in Robbinsville. Stay with us. We are live from Graham County, North Carolina. 4:29 to play in the first half. And it's an 18-11 Mountain Island Charter advantage in the first round of the state playoffs. Kevin Hensley and Montana Buchanan with you for tonight's telecast of Robbinsville basketball. Boy, what a thrill it is to be hosting two playoff games here at home. Rebound by Brock Adams. Inside feed to Nathaniel Shope. It's off the side of the rim and rebounded by Mountain Island Charter. How about a dump inside? Good work by number 24. That is Garrett Hall. (20-11) is your score. Foul was on Elijah Burris. Rebound again. Boy, Robbinsville's not getting much on the glass on the defensive end of the floor. And a block inside. They not called on that one. In case you're wondering why you're getting some not so familiar names playing here in the first half, well, let's just say there were some shenanigans afoot down at the very end of the boys championship game at Andrews on Friday. Resulted in not one but two players having to sit out the first half of this first round playoff game. One player altogether is having to miss tonight's game. So if Robbinsville plays on, he'll be back. We're not going to name names here on the air, but you can go process of elimination if you like. 10-point lead for Mountain Island Charter with 3:32 to play. Robbinsville is not doing well here in the first half. They were outscored 11-9, but in this frame, 10-2. Lane violation gave Burris another chance at it, and he got it. 22-11. Brock Adams finds an open player in Wachacha who has to reel it down. Good dish to Carpenter. It's overshot. Boy, Robbinsville not crisp at all inside tonight. That's normally their go-to maneuvers. Foul on the floor before the shot was off. And it's on Dane Knott. That is his second. So the foul's on the floor. How about a corner three for the Charter Raptors, rebounded by Bryce Adams. Board number 4 tonight for Bryce Adams. Foul called on Benjamin Patton. Winner of this one, folks, will get the winner of Hiawassee Dam and Swain County in the second round of the playoffs on Thursday. Brock Adams at the line trying to get anything for Robbinsville at the moment. Their only points of the quarter a Don Carpenter basket. And in bonus, nothing doing on the miss, rebounded by Mountain Island Charter. Boy, the Raptors are just doing whatever they want inside right now. Good move. And a basket by Hall. The foul was on. It's on Bryce Adams. 2:31 to play here in the half. Adams going to sit down. Jake Beasley sitting on the bench right now, head coach of the Black Knights. Much like the rest of us trying to figure out just what's going on. You don't want to think these Knights are intimidated. They are one of the most tenacious teams I have ever personally covered. 3-point play will make it a 14-point ball game. Or 14, I'm sorry. It is a 14-point ball game. Three-pointer not going to be there. 2:17 to play. The Raptors have pushed Robbinsville into the bonus. Hall kicks it out to Burris. And that one flies to the bench. That's not even mean for playoff basketball. That's just cruel. Being told by a bystander, Mountain Heritage, I beg your pardon, defeated Bethany 85-9 in a playoff game. That makes you question this 64-team format a little bit, doesn't it? That one finds the inside. Good work, Carpenter, from the assist. Brock Adams, and maybe that has finally broken the Black Knights open. We'll see what they can do. Still down by 12 with 1:20 to play here in the first half on the Graham Star Sports Network. Packed house here in Graham County enjoying tonight's playoff matchups. Casual three from Garrett Hall will extend things to a 15-point lead. 28-13. Clock dips under 1 minute to play. Foul. And it is on Patton. Patton's got to be careful. I think that's 3 on him if I'm counting right. One and one. That's actually 2 on Patton, excuse me. Don Carpenter at the line. Off the front of the rim. Jaden Massey with the rebound for the Raptors. Garrett Hall in, high feet across the world to Burris. Boy, the Raptors are just flying around the court right now. Abudu kicks it in. Here's Massey. Foul on the floor. Called that one on Knott, maybe? It was on Knott. That is his third. Maybe just a second. I stand corrected. I thought he had 3. Massey makes the first of his 1 and 1. (29-13). Mountain Island Charter. .30 seconds to play. My word, the Raptors have had a 19-4 second quarter. Robbinsville just can't get anything going. They're way out of rhythm right now. And the scoreboard reflects that. That ball swatted about 2 miles high here in the Robbinsville High Gymnasium. Carpenter off the inbound. One-on-one matchup. Gets the basket. And And that may be it for the first half. I think the Raptors just going to try to hold the ball. 30-15, Mountain Island Charter has ran away with the lead here in the first half. The Knights have got some splaining to do during the break. Stay with us on the Gramstar Sports Network. Well, we'll drown out Sweet Caroline for just a moment. At halftime, fans, it's 30-15 in favor of Mountain Island Charter. Donovan Carpenter for Robbinsville with 8 points, 2 rebounds, and a block. Brock Adams with 3 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. And Bryce Adams and Bo Rattler with 2 points each. The Knights have emerged from the locker room, so we'll see what their game plan is moving forward after a very, very stagnant first half. We'll be back, fans, in about 3 minutes. Don't you go away. First round playoff action right here live on the Gramstar Sports Network. Well, folks, hopefully the Robbinsville Black Knights have gotten some answers during the break. They're down 30-15. They trailed 11-9 after the first quarter, so you can do the math. That's a 30-15 halftime lead, so 19-4 was the split. Just before the break, Kevin Hensley and Montana Buchanan with you, as it'll be a Robbinsville inbound, I believe. No, it'll be Mountain Island Charter, excuse me. Got the arrow changed now, good to go. Lady Knights won earlier tonight, 83-60. They'll play the winner of Albemarle and Mitchell. We're still trying to find out a final score from that one. From Albemarle. Winner of this one gets Hiawassee Dam, Swain County on Thursday, whoever the winner is. Don Carpenter finally reels in the rebound, and the Knights have their ferocious student section coming to its feet. Foul on the floor. Jake Barber, who did a lot of damage for Mountain Island Charter in the early stages of this game, rung up on the infraction. Third foul of the game for Mr. Barber. Carpenter pulls that one in, turns, pop shot, gets in. 2 for Don Carpenter. He's in double digits. And down by 13 are your Robbinsville Black Knights. Good passes. Mountain Island Charter playing fluid basketball here tonight. Not a lot of mistakes on the part of the visitors. And how about 2 from Burris to cap it all off? Makes it 32-17. .640 to play in the third. Don Carpenter over Barber, tried to, and they're going to call a foul on Barber. That is his 4th. Montana getting punch drunk over here after that call. Being told she is okay. And that's 4 fouls on Barber. He'll have to sit. He was an impact player for him earlier. And has not got to see a lot of his court time, unfortunately, due to his foul count. And Don Carpenter makes his first. If you're Robbinsville right now, you'll take anything you can get. 1 of 2. Aggressive rebound pulled down by Jeremiah Avenger. And here comes Mountain Island Charter. And how about that call on the other end from referee Carly Johnson, giving the nod to Robbinsville on that one-on-one connection. 6:23 to go. Foul was on Garrett Hall. Drive in. Foul called. Brock Adams is fouled hard by Jeremiah Avenger. 6:17 to play. Knights are doing their best to get back into things here. Slow and steady will win the race if you'll have it. Adams makes his first. And and his second, 32-20. Garrett Hall dumps it off to the left side to Elijah Burris, point guard. Another foul called on Avenger. I believe that's his fourth as well. It is. Boy, Mountain Island Charter has gotten itself in a whole heap of trouble. They've got two of their best players at 4 fouls already, and we're at the dawn of the third. .5:52 to go. Bryce Adams kicks it out to Don Carpenter. He'll drive in. Can't get the job done. Rattler to Brock Adams. That was a good move by Brock Adams. Aiden Brock with 2. And it is a 10-point ball game. Good read. Boy, Adams has gotten so comfortable in the second half of the season with just driving inside the paint and making things happen. Didn't see a lot of that at the start of the year. He was floating on the outside or shooting threes, whatever you want. And there's 2 for Mountain Island Charter as Robbinsville had chopped it to 10. Waiting on Mr. Jason Postel to change the scoreboard. That was Bryce Adams with foul number 3. Lane violation. Robbinsville will try it again. Or excuse me, Mount Island Charter will try it again. Burris trying to complete the three-point play. Does not. And a definitive rebound by Don Carpenter. Here's Brock Adams. Quick dish. Nobody there to stop Wachacha. And it's going to be off. Hand fight. Rebound by Rattler. He cleans it up. Good work. Right, eruption of the crowd here tonight in Graham County, 34-24, with 4:35 to play in the third quarter. A voodoo for 3. It's going to be offside of the rim. Brock Adams rebound. Here come the Knights. Travel called. Adams took about 2 steps too many there. And that's how that'll end, unfortunately. But if you're a Raptor, you're grinning from ear to ear at the moment. The pride of Mount Holly, North Carolina is in town with us tonight for the nightcap here in Graham County. Caleb Nesbitt dumps it off to Garrett Hall. Inside, good passes. Brock Adams. Not getting paid by the hour. Here's Bryce. Can't do it with Cha-Cha. Pulls out a rebound. But it is stripped away. Hall for 3. Drains it. .13-point lead again for Mountain Island Charter. 3:22 to go. Well, this game's proven one thing. You can't really go off win-loss records from Max Preps, can you, folks? Mountain Island Charter, the 27 seed, up by 13. How about the dish from Bo Rattler to Don Carpenter for 2? Biggest thing for Robbinsville right now is slowing down this offense of the Raptors. They had cut it to 10, and that's as close as they've gotten since the first quarter. Ball stolen away off the block by Wachacha. Brock Adams drive. He'll go for it and find the inside of the net. Single-digit deficit. Foul called on Don Carpenter. And I think we got some errant music playing. It's a timeout called by the Raptors. 3 fouls on Carpenter. Timeout called by Mountain Island Charter with 2:36 to go in the third. Back live from Robbinsville, 37-28. That was actually Donovan Carpenter's first foul of the game. I was saying corrected. Knights on a 13-7 run here in the third, but they're still down by 9 to the visitors from Mountain Island Charter. Kevin Hensley and Montana Buchanan with you for tonight's telecast. Black Knights basketball here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Boy, the Knights are going to have to neutralize that inside attack, or this was not going to end the way they wanted to. Caleb Nesbitt dumps off a bucket. 39-28. Wachacha feeds it to Carpenter. It's denied. And the referees call a foul instead. Foul's on Nesbitt. That is his first. Carpenter will nail the first. Cuts it back down to 10. And he'll hit the second. Back to a 9-point ball game. Ball last touched allegedly by Robbinsville. That's much to Brock Adams' chagrin. Minute 57 and counting to go here in the third quarter of this first round matchup here in the state playoffs. Garrett Hall in trouble. Gets it loose. Good work. And a big plow inside. They're going to ring it up on Mountain Island Charter. Quinn Jumper in the game now took the charge. Holy tamale. And Benjamin Patton not pleased with that call, to say the least. 3 fouls on Patton. Knights down by 9. Minute 14 to play in the third. Got to make something happen here if you're Robbinsville. How about a corner 3 for Don C? Thank you very much. 6-point ball game. You know it's getting exciting, fans, when Montana pops up off the stool. It's showtime here in Robbinsville. 51 seconds to go. Burris, inside drive. Foul called. Holy cow. Boy, Tim Lomanak made a tough call there. Yay. On Xander Wachacha. Woo, baby. 47 seconds to go. Hey, look, Mountain Island Charter holding all the cards for the upset right now. They're not going to get in any hurry. You can't blame them. Boy, Abudu was wide open inside, and they missed that one. Garrett Hall finds Abudu on the left side. Adams being guarded closely by Hall. That's 5 seconds. No, a timeout. They called a timeout. Robbinsville is going to celebrate for a moment. Why not? 18-9 run here in the third quarter. Chops it down to a 6-point deficit. 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. 39-33. Mountain Island Charter still holds the lead. But Robbinsville has outscored the Raptors 18-9 here in the frame. Inbound coming from Abudu. He'll try to get it around to Garrett Hall. He'll get it. And the Raptors setting up something here with 13 seconds to go. He gets the basket, but it's called a travel. Hall thought for sure he had it. He was flexing to his home stands. And that was a mistake. Counted his chickens before they hatched. Technical on the Mountain Island Charter coach. Jonathan Wiley is rung up for, well, I don't know what he said, but looks like the referees will have a little extra paperwork to fill out tonight. Raucous atmosphere here tonight in Graham County. And referees are trying to keep things in check here. Wachacha will shoot 2. And he'll hit his first. So now with the coach getting the technical, I think he's going to have to eventually sit down. And there he goes. Wachacha 2 for 2 on the technicals. And folks, it is a 4-point ball game. There was that 15-point deficit right out the window at the half. Wachacha for 3. It's off. Don Carpenter rebound at the buzzer. Can't get it. But what a heck of a quarter for Robbinsville. 20-9. Stepping aside is still a 4-point lead for the Raptors on the Graham Star Sports Network. East Wilkes rallies back to defeat Murphy in girls action 49-38. That is a final. So the Lady Bulldogs are eliminated from the postseason after that one is confirmed. Welcome back for the fourth quarter, though. Here in Robbinsville, it's 39-35. The Knights are starting to play Knights basketball after a 20-9 run in the third. Brock Adams, inside dish to Bryce Adams. He'll go to the net. He'll draw a foul. And how about another technical? When you go back through, buddy, don't come back through again, okay? We can't have you back through here 20 times. Go on. So another technical issued. I'm not sure. I think it was on Garrett Hall, I guess. We'll see who they issue it to. Massey will come on the court. We got 6 Raptors on the floor right now, and actually 7. And it looks like Garrett Hall has been ejected from the ball game. That's their point guard. And he's gone to the locker room. He's not wanting to play anymore. Not sure what's going on. Hall's temper is getting the best of him, I believe. And that can only pay dividends for the Robbinsville Black Knights, who are needing every morsel they can pick up here in the fourth quarter. 1 of 2 goes Bryce Adams. And now Wachacha will check in at the line for 2 more technicals. Missed his first. You can't be missing these in the fourth quarter if you're the Black Knights. And he goes 1 for 2. 2-point ball game for Mountain Island Charter and Robbinsville. Here on the Graham Star Sports Network. 7:13 to go. A lot of things can happen. Knights are on a roll right now. They've outscored the Raptors 22-9 here in the second half. Don Carpenter for the go-ahead. It's not going to be there. Hustle, fight, everything you could want. Junk ball, give it back to the Raptors. No, a timeout. Wow, they're going to give them a 30-second pause. at the bench for Jake Beasley. That's a huge break for Robbinsville. Back in just a moment. Well, needless to say, fans, the Knights have jumped on it here in the fourth quarter. Welcome back to Robbinsville, where it's now a 2-point ball game. Raptors still have the lead. Right side is for the tie. Can't get it. Foul called. And Adams knew it. He's already jogging back to the other end of the floor. .6:45 to play. And a bucket inside for two from Massey. Mountain Allen Charter now clinging to a lead after enjoying a cozy one at halftime. Three for Wachacha. Won't get the job done. Block, pass, bucket. Nice work. Don Carpenter gets two. And it's still a 2-point ball game. Nothing doing. Rebound by Bryce Adams. Brock Adams spins in, dumps it off. Last touched by Mountain Island Charter. And they're being overruled by the officials on the floor, saying it was in fact last touched by Robbinsville, and it was. That is the correct call. We have a final from Hiawassee Dam, in case you're interested in that. 71-62, Maroon Devils pick up the win. So they'll play the winner of this one on Thursday in the second round of the state playoffs. Two off the rebound. Quinn jumper. Gets it done. His first board of the night. .446 to go in the ball game. Three for Bo Rattler to go ahead. It's not going to get it. Rebound called, or foul called, excuse me. .436 to go. Second foul of the game on Abudu. When Jumper makes his first. And he just now getting to check into the game. Might have the game time foul shot in his clutches. It's off the front of the rim. 1 point lead for Mountain Island Charter. Ball stolen away. Jumper to Wachacha to Bo Rattler. Broken up at the pads. Last touched by the Raptors. .405 to go. Jumper. Ball stolen away out of the corner. Triple team. Massey gets it free from Mountain Island Charter. Drive and a basket. Oh, this one going right down to the nitty-gritty. 3:45 to play. We hope you're enjoying our presentation here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Robbinsville's missing game-tying shots left and right. Ball stripped away by Bo Rattler. Good work by the senior. Jumper out. Bryce Adams back in. If you're Jake Beasley, you got to put Adams back on the floor as soon as he's grabbed a breather. High inbound, nobody there to claim it. Massey will finally reel it in. Drives, dumps it off, can't get it. Bryce Adams rebound. Robbinsville basketball.
There you go.
Carpenter inside, kicks it out. Boy, Brock Adams thought about the three, but changed his mind. Every shot counts right now. Don't want to do anything stupid right here. Junk ball or a foul? It is a junk ball. It'll be turned over to the Raptors. 2:59 to play. Machacha and Carpenter. Double team effort. Low pass. Turns it over to the Raptors, or excuse me, the Black Knights from the Raptors. 2:50 to go. Oh, that's a bad.
Shoot the ball.
Adams for two. That'll take care of that. Adams almost had to gather his bearings there for a moment. Figure out where he was. It's a one-point ball game again on the Gramstar Sports Network. What a thriller here in the first round of the state playoffs. Stripped away by Bo Rattler. He's up the floor. He's going to drive inside. Coast to coast. It's tipped by Barber, who's back in the game and stolen away. Mount Knowledge Charter basketball. Massey for two. Off. Adams rebound. Here goes Brock Adams. Drives in. Can't get it. Carpenter. Missed the rebound. Throws it back. And nobody's down here to guard the Raptors. That's trouble. 2 for Mount Knowledge Charter. Boy, the Knights are nipping at their heels right now. They just cannot get that clutch shot to fall. Adams, too, can't do it. Barber, rebound. Massey up the floor. Patton fouled hard by Brock Adams. He's actually a little shook up as well on that. And the frantic pace comes to a close. Minute 25 to go. 45-42, Mountain Island Charter. Talk about staying literally one step ahead. Knights have not had the lead in the ball game. That's a big miss if you're Robbinsville. Patton. Timeout, 60 seconds called by Jonathan Wiley. And we'll step aside on the Gramstar Sports Network. 45-42 with about 25 left in the first round of the state playoffs. Let's see what Robbinsville can do. Second foul shot coming from Benjamin Patton. He misses it. Don Carpenter rebound. See if the Knights have gathered their bearings here in this playoff thriller. For it to be such a low-scoring ball game. Carpenter's 2 is going to drop through. Jake Beasley immediately calls the timeout with a buck 7 left to go. 45-44, Mountain Island Charter. Outcast getting everybody pepping in here in the Robbinsville gym. Welcome back, fans, to the Gramstar Sports Network. If you're a Raptor, if you're a Ram, if you're a Black Knight, you are very much appreciated here at GramstarSports.com. Thank you for tuning in and letting us bring playoff coverage into your living room. Inbound to Barber. 1:05 to go. 1-point ball game. Boy, there was a walk and a half there, and the officials missed it. Nesbitt inside now. He'll get it. Overshoots it, though. Brock Adams rebound. 44 seconds to go. Carpenter, 2. Interrupted. Rebounded by the Raptors. And they'll have to foul him before he can get any closer to the net. Brock Adams on the foul. Oh, my goodness, with 34 seconds to play. But you got to make your shots here if you're Elijah Burris. What a ball game, fans. It'll be an inbound right here below us. Massey, will inbound it. Barber runs right into a wall known as Bryce Adams. Foul count's running up. That's 5 on Bryce Adams, I believe, and it is. He'll have to hit the showers. Quinn Jumper's going to come in. Bryce Adams is done for the night. Got in foul trouble early. End up with 8 rebounds here tonight. And just 5 points. Barber at the line to shoot. 1 and 2, and can't get it. Massey rebound. Another foul called. This time on Quinn Jumper. Fans in Robbinsville not happy about that foul call. It gives Mountain Island Charter another 1-1. Massey misses. Jumper rebounds off of Barber. Oh my, and the Knights have an inbound with 29 seconds to go. If you're Robbinsville, you got to score here. They have not had the lead all night. Foul from behind by Massey. Oh, baby. Plowed over Donovan Carpenter, and it's double bonus. They'll go to shoot 2. And the absolute biggest foul shots of Donovan Carpenter's career are on tap. He drains it. We are tied at 45 all on the Grimstar Sports Network. Woo-hoo-hoo. That one's off. Barber rebounds. Still 45-45. Timeout called by Mountain Island Charter. That'll stop the clock with 16 seconds to play on the Grimstar Sports Network. Oh, boy. "14 seconds to play. Back with you live from Robbinsville. Can Mountain Island Charter do it? Here's Massey. It's off. Rebounded by Brock Adams. He's going to fall off the floor, and he's going to be fouled on the floor by Mountain Island Charter. Benjamin Barber, that is, I beg your pardon, number 14, Jake Barber, on the infraction. Oh, my goodness, 2 seconds to play. Woo-hoo-hoo. Double bonus. Adams has got 2 chances to send Robbinsville to the second round of the playoffs. I stand corrected. The foul was on Jaden Massey. That is his second. And it's the first. Knights lead with 2 seconds to go. Two seconds, 46, 45. Everyone in this gym is on the edge of their seat. 1 of 2. Rattler rebound. That's your ball game, kids. The Black Knights have won it. The Black Knights have won it. Can you believe it? The Knights pull off another miracle tonight. in Graham County. Final score 46-45. Robbinsville pulls it out with 2 seconds to play. The Black Knights have clinched the second round of the state playoffs. They will host, believe it or not, Swain County on Thursday. Fans, we'll post final stats on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, where you can follow us as we're going to go ahead and say goodnight from Graham County.